6-inch pumps, play with his balls, dunks, oh head, yup.
Do you by chance have a gun I could borrow?
The new Brandon. If you're watching this video, I assume you are a Winx fan, obviously, and I also assume that you have probably seen my Winx videos. If you've seen those, you know that Brandon being botched is like an end of civilization on this channel. I'm gonna be so real with you, I did not notice him in the background. And I know that we're starting with something that's really silly. I didn't even plan on making another video on a trailer. So the plan all along was for me to make a deep dive in October. But I saw the trailer, I started talking about it on Twitter with a bunch of people there, and then I realized that I completely missed Brandon in the trailer. I was promptly notified by all of you on Instagram, Twitter, on YouTube, on all of my channels, on the gaming channel, here, everywhere, that Lisa, have you seen what they've done to Brandon? And you know, I have been expecting him to look a bit younger because of all the characters looking younger and whatever. But when I saw Brandon, everyone on Twitter, in my Discord, was asking, is that James Charles?
Make it stop.
And you would be correct to ask that, because that's exactly what I thought as well. The two characters who suffer the most in this new iteration are Stella and Brandon. Stella does not look human. I don't understand why she looks so different from, for example, Bloom. Like, Bloom looks really cute. I personally really like her hair. I really like her face. She looks really cute. She looks, yeah, like it's generic type of 3D animation, but it does look cute. So I didn't mind it. I was hoping that they were gonna fix Stella's face, but they didn't. This video is gonna be a tangent, okay? Just bear with me, because I do not have it in me. At least before, in season 8, and I know that season 8 was rough. I remember I had to make a whole ass deep dive into it. I remember it. However, you know, I don't think that it was as egregious in terms of design from one character to another. There was no one character that got fucked over. They all kind of did. But in the same way, where it was like whitewashing type of deal, right? Like the style that they chose for some reason just makes everyone pale as fuck. And the fact that they were all children basically again. Not even again, they have never been that young in the original, so I don't know what the fuck is going on. But regardless, here on the other hand, Bloom looks really cute, and then there's Brandon. Flora looks really cute, and then there's Stella. Aisha looks really cute, and then there's Musa. I don't understand what happened, genuinely. And also, I do want to be fair. However, I want to also mention that I do not know which parts were AI and which weren't. I know that there's a lot of evidence that's quite solid that the designs, the character designs, before they were, you know, made into 3D models and whatever, were generated with AI. This is all alleged information, apparently. I don't know, girl. Go ask somebody who's in animation sphere right now, because I'm gonna be real with you. Since university and subsequently a couple of years when I was like friends with a lot of animators while they were working on animations, I'm kind of behind. And especially since the past year, because I want to remind you guys that the AI shit happened like this year. I know it feels like it's been 10 to 20 years since then. I feel like the whole rollout of AI and how horrifying the effects on the environment already are, it feels like it's been fucking decades. I feel genuinely like aged by this whole shit. Its inescapability is really, really dystopian and uncomfortable. But because of its implementation in the past year, I really cannot tell you how much of this was made with any generative type of, you know, tools. I know that a lot of people mentioned things about this t-shirt, right? And if you have tripe, I'm so sorry. Trypophobia, because I do, and this is what bothered me about this top. I'm not gonna lie, like I can feel it in my cheeks. It's a really weird feeling. Like, it makes me feel a little bit nauseous, and it's because it's like holes. But yeah, there is also an animation mistake in terms of how stretched it is. It's stretched in a wrong way type of deal. The texture on Kiko looks great, but Kiko is just a plush toy now. That's a little gnarly. However, I dislike it more that he's also a notepad. That's actually gnarly. My bet is that he's actually gonna become one of the pets, like one of the fairy pets. I'm sure some of you remember in season 2 how Bloom basically gave fairy wings to Kiko.
Bloom!
We've seen parts of this already. Physics in the hair, still weird. However, I do really like the texture and I really like the color. The original also had mistakes in animation. However, I do think that that animation had a lot more character and a lot more artistic value. This animation, however, and this is a kind of a positive and a negative, you know, a negative is that it is very generic style-wise. However, I do want to say that the textures, it's really nice to see textures in fucking 4K. To me personally, animation is not about being realistic 4K type of experience. To me, it's always been about stylized things. So that's why I really like animation that has more stylized aspects to it. Another thing, I don't know if this is gonna be Bloom's actual voice. If so, I don't know how to feel about it. And I also, it's really funny to see the same issue that we always had in the Slavic languages, like all of them. Literally, bitch, if you pick any Eastern European translation and dub of Winx Club, it is impossible to watch. Obviously, to me, it has some nostalgic value, but in general, I gotta be real with you guys, like our translations, the moaning was through the roof to the point where you couldn't watch that show if someone else was in the house. The amount of friends and the amount of like my cousins, my brother, whatever, who would be making fun of that my entire childhood, it was annoying as hell. It was hard to watch, okay? And this is what I'm getting from this trailer. A lot of moaning and whimpering. What the fuck for? Like, there's just like some moments where it doesn't make any sense. And I also just think that, yeah, it's just like really uncomfortable to watch when it's like, when it feels like it's out of place, like it's not in the right moments and it's not with the right intonation in the voice.
You're safe now. We're here for you.
For me?
You're safe now. We're here for you.
Why is Flora giggling in the background?
Now, we're here for you.
Yeah, that doesn't make any fucking sense. The wings still look plastic, and I wish the scepter was as long as it used to be. I don't understand why it's like this little wand type of deal. Stella is the only one whose hair just... No, actually not the only one. I think that, you know what, out of the 6 main girls, Tekna, Stella, and Musa got the short end of the stick this time. Not in terms of taste wise, I just mean the texture and the color is not multidimensional to compare to the other girls, especially Bloom and Flora. In my opinion, they got so much dimension in their hair, and I mean that in terms of color, not in terms of texture. Bloom's hair has orange, red, and pink. It's genuinely gorgeous. It just has so much dimension. It looks mesmerizing. Even when they forget to animate it properly, to like move it, still looks beautiful in terms of color. Stella's hair, on the other hand. So yeah, I think that this time around, they're going to go for a story where Bloom needs to go to Althea because they have some kind of problem and they have figured out that she's like a fairy, whatever. It's not gonna be a random meeting between Bloom and Stella. I do hate that a lot of the moments that are like special between Bloom and Stella seems to have been erased. Yeah, I don't think that they're gonna be that much of like a duo anymore, to be honest.
It's here.
Is that girl a centaur?
I'm so excited to meet all of you.
We know a fairy when we see one.
Oh, and also I do want to mention, and I don't know, obviously I'm not a fucking expert on this, but I'm kind of a bit sad about Aisha becoming like the sporty one. This happened more and more after season 4 because she was really capable and really strong, but it wasn't used as part of her character in a sense. Like, okay, how do you explain this? Like, for example, she would show off in front of Sky and the other guys that she can do better than them, for example, in terms of snowboarding or some shit like that, right? Tell Ribbon to sit at the back instead of driving the motorcycle. Things like that, right? But in her room, it wasn't really a thing that everything is a fucking workout equipment. You know what I mean? Like, it became a thing later on, very much so. But previously, her dance thing was more about her being a part of the royal court, kind of the same way as Stella said later on that I think it's like in season 3 where they're trying to get into Solaria to stop her father from marrying Countess Cassandra. And Stella is like, you and I are going to be okay, by which she means Stella and Aisha. But the rest cannot even do a simple 2-step. It was always treated kind of like part of the education of a princess, which makes total sense because, yeah, like that's how it's always been in monarchies and stuff like that, that the monarchs were trained how to dance, especially like different types of ballroom dances and stuff like that. Since like season 5, it's become her whole thing. Oh, she's a sporty one. Instead of being like, yeah, she's the most physically capable out of all of us. Like, this is the same thing that I hate about the new iterations of Witch, like WITCH, where they take Tarani, who I really liked for her artistic side. She was more of the shy kind of stereotype, like nerdy a little bit or a lot bit until she kind of came out of her shell. Someone who loves the arts. Always dressing kind of like your arts 101 teacher. And then they made her into this tomboy in the remake that's kind of like some kind of comic book or whatever the fuck. They made her really aggressive, a tomboy. And it's like, what are you... Why? What's the point of making a reboot of a series if you're not going to stick to the personalities of the characters? Like, even if she was into dance, for example, with Aisha, or if she was really good at sports, it was never part of what she was kind of known for. Like the dancing, yes. It's not about working out and being a fucking gym rat or being super muscular and whatever. Like, it makes no sense to me personally. It feels like they're just taking sensitive characters who were just strong, made her into like a gym rat. While at the same time, remember in season 7 when she didn't drop Nixon? Next. When she didn't drop next, when he was so obviously mean and also was misogynistic as shit, and she just kind of like rolled with it. That was so insane. They both make her impotent when it comes to like doing anything for people she loves, while also being super sporty and athletic. Oh, she's working out. Look at her. She's working out. Look at her room. It's just working out equipment. Like, I just do not understand it, you know, like I just don't get it.
This is your fault.
Yeah, also this guy, it's rumored, oh, if you don't want spoilers, close your ears. It's rumored that this guy is supposed to be like Bloom's brother, which you can tell by his hair and his eye color, and mayhaps that's a false rumor and it's just kind of a red herring in the actual show. Like, mayhaps we're supposed to think that and he's not actually, whatever. Tell me why Mitzi looks better than many of the main cast. Anyone? Like, for real, I just don't understand why she looks better than Stella. Oh, I hate that so much. Like, why did they do that to my girl? I just don't get it. But on the pants, you see that gold, like, detailing and stuff like that. She also has stars at the bottom. I think that's really cute, actually. And I do really love that it's so high quality. Like, you can see the actual texture. It's really good in that sense. Even this girl who's just standing in this room, her hair looks fantastic and still a lot more multidimensional than Stella's hair. Okay, now listen. I do not love that the cloud tower doesn't exist. Aside the fact that witches and fairies are all together in Althea now, Icy looks fantastic. I'm assuming that she's gonna be playing a really huge role in this series, in this season, mostly because she looks fantastic. But at the same time, I'm sure Stella is gonna be in every fucking episode, and yet somehow she looks horrible. But every time I say it, I feel bad because it's Stella, but it's just the truth, dude. I don't know what to tell you. However, Icy looks fucking fire. Yeah. That mesh top that's kind of like a bunch of snowflakes, does it give me a little bit of tripe if I look at it too closely? Yes. But do I think it's slayful? Yeah. Like, honestly, her hair, amazing. Her eyes, amazing. The belt, the little belt thing that's like silver, absolutely fantastic. Do I think it's fantastic because it reminds me of my brand, my jewelry, where you can like put them together and make a belt out of, and I wear it like that sometimes? Yes. So what? Come on now. The tricks in general look great, and they look so much better than Tekna, Stella, and Musa that I'm low-key offended. Like, listen, I love Trix. I love them as villains. It's just kind of fucked up that all of our main characters look lame to compare to them. And like in the original, there was a vibe of like the bad girls versus the good ones or whatever. But both look cunty. When Stella was on the scene, she had the same type of va-va-voom as Icy, just in different ways. Now Winx are looking like they're supposed to be going to the fucking sandbox. Well, they're going to the gun store. Ugh. I do love both Stormy and Darcy looks. I do wish that they went a little bit more 70s with Darcy. Also, like the civilian outfit, I don't understand why Stormy's outfit is so purple. I think that her witch outfit is the right color, so whatever. They look great. They look fantastic. So I don't understand what's happening. Like, look at this.
Why are you so interested?
Yeah, also same thing with, damn, what's her name? Not Griselda. Holy fuck. Oh. God, I'm like blanking. You know who I mean. Griffin. She looks great. I think that both this design and previous design, they have their positives and negatives. They're not quite the same. Like, she has more villainous, less witch, Morticia type of vibe. She has more of a crazy scientist type of look now.
In her.
She's the one.
This guy, who the fuck is that? First of all, okay. Second of all, what are we doing now? Like, the Trix are never gonna be the villains on their own ever again. I hate that with a passion because they were so competent. They're probably like the most competent villains we ever had. Well, Valtor is pretty good too, but I think that they were actually, considering the final battle and how much shit they have caused, I think that they were probably the most competent out of them all. It's really, really disheartening to see them be reduced to just someone's henchman again. Like, I just don't understand what's the point of having this man who has very Valtorish characteristics about him. I wouldn't say like the looks are specifically implying him as much as like the fact that he's supposed to replace the 3 ancestral witches in this storyline. I have a bad feeling about that. Hopefully that means that there's gonna be maybe a redemption arc for the Trix and they're not gonna be like used as pawns forever. So we'll see about that.
Our mysterious friend told us about.
Tekna and Musa, I'm feeling worried there. Well, with Musa, there's nothing to be worried about. I already see that her hair looks horrible. First of all. Second of all, her hair has always been really dark blue, which is kind of what usually was used in animation to imply really like jet black hair. Now we have literally blue and not even dark blue. Doesn't look good at all. Let me see. Yeah. The hair is really bothering me for real. I mean, and also Stella's makeup, Stella's hair. Oof. The yellow eyeshadow is really rough. Okay, first of all, let me say, the dorm looks cute. But then I keep noticing this shit. And by this shit, I mean Tekna in a corner, looking like a wounded animal. She has never been the socially awkward one. She's a little like maybe autistic coded when it comes to things like having a hard time reading people. She hasn't been the socially awkward one. She hasn't, really. She's not really fond of dancing, for example, but then she would show up in this outfit. She's always been very confident since the very beginning. She just walked in and she was very well spoken, a little bit too pedantic, a little bit too like facts, a little bit dismissive of emotions, sure, not shy. What the hell is going, like, this is, I'm guessing here, okay? So if you're gonna be in the comments like, we don't know yet, fucking obviously, like, bitch, get it together, obviously. However, it's just this body language is very, and I mean very typical of American media. And I know Winx is not supposed to be American, like it's Italian, whatever, but obviously this looks American as fuck. Like, what am I supposed to tell you? Body language is so common for American media to show someone who's extremely shy and has a hard time socializing, timid as fuck. That's not Tekna. That's so not Tekna. I don't even know where to start. The most timid person in the group was probably Flora, and it's because she has a lot of like those pacifist ideals. That's mostly why her and Stella had issues, where Stella would be like, oh my god, stop whining about it and do something about it, you know? Like, we're losing our ancient text, bitch. Like, what's happening? I'm worried about Tekna. For real, for real. I know this is very little to go off of, just her posture and the way that she looks at the girls. I'm sorry that it feels like jumping to conclusions, but be for real. Oh yeah, and I also saw Stella's boots for the first time. If you look really closely, she's wearing fucking leggings. Not tights, like a proper, normal, sane person. I can't do it. Skirts of this thinness and texture. Wanna wear something under it? Wear thin tights. And then the boots. Do they have like some kind of rule against open toe shoes? Did they change the dress code? I think the best outfit of them all is Flora. Also, is it a light ring in the back? I hope not. I would not tell anyone who's got any fucking morals whatsoever to be going into this line of work, because unless you want to be shilling shit all your life, you're not going to be making much. And I'm telling you, Stella, please do not do... Oh. Ugh, I just saw her makeup again. No, it makes her look like Spideris. And I don't understand why. It's not like it's that bright. Like the orange lipstick, it's not that orange. The problem is with the tones of makeup. First and foremost, the eyeshadow is yellow, which is very warm tone. The lipstick is orange, which is very warm tone. But the blush is pink. You can make it work sometimes, right? In real life, when things are a little bit less saturated. Like, for example, my lipstick is technically red, but I just like blotted it and whatever. So it's not too much. Here on the other hand, everything is really bright, so the makeup is kind of also bright-ish. Gotta get the tones right, girl. You can't have a pink, which is a cool tone color, right next to this eyeshadow and this lipstick and not think it's gonna look messy. Whenever you mix two tones, both warm and cold, on one face, you have to be very careful. First of all, even when you have a person who has, or a character who has an undertone that's neutral. I'm a neutral ass bitch. I can wear gold or silver, pink or fucking yellow, but even though my skin tone is neutral, like I still have to be careful with that. She's so not a baddie. It's really sad. It feels like every show that we grew up on where the good girls also looked cool, they've all become like, I don't want to say it like that, but dorkified. And like, for what? What, you can't be a good person and also be slayful? It's not allowed or something? Like, oh, he's staring right into my soul. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The fire looks great. This book looks fantastic. The textures in this shot, for example, her hair here, up close like this, it looks good. It does. Dude, like, give me Bloom's power and I'll get you what you want. They actually just got Bloom's power for themselves in the first season, like any bad bitch would. This looks good. The sparks at the bottom, fuck it up. Like, for real. However, I'm still waiting to see the dragon because I don't want her to be no ordinary fire fairy. The water looks pretty. Some parts look cute, even though I can see that there's mistakes here and there. Daphne looks crazy. I think it's because of her eyes here. I think like this looks cute, but then again, her wings have this weird, like it's kind of triggering trypophobia for me again. Sequin, you know, like the green parts. It just makes it look like she's a doll. Plastic. Is it HD though? Can I see the sequin really clearly? Yes. Basically, the conclusion is a lot of things look cute, but they lack soul. And this is the issue that I have with a lot of animations nowadays and with a lot of productions in general. It's really, really weird that a production company that had $2 in a fucking dream in 2003 or in 2000s, early 2000s, could make Winx what it is. Like the first season, have all of those designers involved. I believe it was Versace designers. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not like 100% on it, but I know that it was either Versace or like Prada designers from those ateliers. You could see that with the writing. There was a lot of risks taken. They looked cool, on par with the tricks. You know, it didn't feel like they're supposed to go to the sandbox and Tricks are going to the gun store. Do you know what I mean? Like, they seemed like they could actually take care of themselves because of their whole vibe. Like, even the hair that Bloom has like gives a bit of like childish vibes to me. Same with everyone else, honestly. It is both better than expected and worse than expected at the same time, and I've said that before in my previous video. I just wanted, honestly, didn't even think about making this video, but the look the look that they gave Brandon is so diabolical that I genuinely and I told people, they were like, why is he wearing makeup? And I'm like, dude, listen, I don't give a shit whether he's wearing lip gloss or not. I just want him to be hot, okay? And the base, if you wipe that makeup off, okay? The base, that's not Brandon, okay? I don't know who that man is, but that's not Brandon, okay? Brandon is this guy, okay? This one from my LP, Sims 3 Winx LP. By the way, go watch it. Anyway, I'm gonna be live tomorrow. By tomorrow, I mean Tuesday, the 22nd, playing Desperate Housewives from 2006. It's an unhinged game. It's such a weird game. I absolutely adore it. The Brandon thing just threw me off so much that I had to stop working on a video that I'm working on right now to just make this one, and then I'm gonna be back to making the video that I'm working on currently. It's like a video essay, and because of all the research that's going into that video, there's so much shit that I found that's so interesting. Would be really great for a lot of people who are either interested in academic work or are just interested in doing random research because you just have this post university habit. I will be talking about it on my Patreon because there's just so much that I have to cut out for every single video that I do when it comes to video essays, opinion pieces, whatever the fuck, because I just find so many interesting books and research papers and a bunch of other things that I do want to share them somewhere. In any case, I will see you soon. Fucking RIP Brandon. I don't know what to tell you.